everybody. Welcome back to Majestic Mayhem. I'm Death Dealer.
And I'm Cozy Beluga.
And welcome back, everybody. Great to well, I can't really see anybody just yet. Oh, give me a second and I'll get there. I'll find it.
I'll
I
find
highly
it.
doubt there's anybody in the chat just yet. I'm not that popular. I don't know if you
It's
are, Cozy.
okay.
I'm not
I,
that popular.
I I'm not that popular either. I was pretty popular, but I
Man,
stopped streaming.
cleavage. Does that help? That sells, right? I got a really nice rack, guys. I'm just
Oh
saying.
my
Ask my
goodness.
husband, he'll be the first to tell you.
Yeah.
There are 2 main reasons he married me right there.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah.
So what'd you do for the 4th of July? Do you
uh
celebrate the 4th?
no, absolutely not.
No?
I don't.
Oh.
It's like loud boom booms, and I'm not about that life. It's always been my most dreaded holiday.
I understand, I understand. I know quite a few people that don't like it actually. I know a lot of vets don't like it. Animals usually don't care for it.
Nope.
Um, anyone who's been in a war zone doesn't like it.
Yep.
Imagine a bunch of older millennials are real unhappy around this time of year.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Axel. How you doing? I hope you had a good 4th. Whatever you guys did. I'm sure your wife and you did something fun. You
I'm
guys have
I'm not curmudgeonly about it. I get it. There's like, most people seem to like it, so like I'll tolerate the boom booms for the weekend. It's like I find it more annoying when it's like they start in like it's been a while since this has happened, but it used to be they would start in June, like just exploding things like every night.
Mhm.
Uh yeah, iconic video games. Yes. Like I, to use the word appropriately, am triggered every time like I have an immediate like kind of I walk around very tense like this time of year. I usually avoid being outside at night or late when it starts getting a little darker. I'm like, "Yep, got to be inside." I always have earplugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Like I said, I know quite a few people, because of the age group I'm in that joined service after we all graduated and things. And quite a few of them, like Axel had said, have PTSD that gets activated around the fireworks usually. I know a couple of guys who actually can't do haunted houses anymore for those same reasons. Like, I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at the irony behind it.
Yeah.
Like, they can't genuinely go into a haunted house because they are an actual killing machine and might accidentally hurt someone. Like,
Yeah, it makes
the
sense.
ironies. And it's also quite entertaining if you think back on some of the interactions I've had with some of them. My one friend, we didn't quite realize how bad his PTSD was when he came back from his duty tours. And I walked up behind him and I thought he had heard me. And I got thrown. I got thrown across the room. He felt terrible. I was fine. It was funny, but it felt horrible, horrible. So I left to keep from crying. I understand. No, I am sorry that you guys have to deal with that. Hopefully, you're not like some of the areas we have around here. Actually, I don't know if it's around the same in other areas in Florida. We didn't really have too many nights of fireworks like we used to in previous years. It used to seem like there would be like a month
Yep.
long of every night of fireworks. And we haven't had that really this year. And I'm grateful personally because it gets so irritating listening to them till like, 12, 2 a.m. Um, so I'm grateful that I guess everybody's a little too broke to spend $5,000 on fireworks this year. So
They've
that's
been
one thing for the academy, I guess.
they've been going off until 2 a.m. I don't know if it'll be the same this night, but they've been going off until 2 a.m. Here. I think the one saving grace in this area is people are smart enough to not do nearly as much because this area is heavily tree lined. There's trees everywhere, so I think that kind of
Now, see,
discourages.
that doesn't discourage nothing in Florida. They're like, "Oh, you got trees? It's cool. We got water. Don't worry about it." In fact, I was reading earlier today. There's a bush. There's a bushfire. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I can guarantee. I know it was a dumbass redneck who started it. I guarantee he was starting a bonfire into driving area. While it has been raining around here, we still get very hot and humid, and water evaporates, folks. It happens. It happens. Oh, hey, Dreadbull. Were you guys?
Howdy. But yeah. So it's, I mean, other than that, it's like known, like this has always been my dreaded time of year, like not
Hmm.
comfortable. So I'm uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. I expect it. It's much better than when I was a kid and I used to
Mhm.
have to get dragged to fireworks shows. And
Mm.
there are so many things that like other kids would just be like, yo, and I just didn't like. I just absolutely hated it. Like I remember being a kid and dreading every moment of the circus, and because it was
My
all so loud.
Mhm. Oh, no, my nephew, actually, he's one of my nephews is autistic and he doesn't like loud noises. And we did fireworks this year together. We usually have a party for the whole family and stuff. Everybody gets together. Um, we rent a slide for the kids, a bounce slide. Dreadpool is one of the giant kids that goes on these things because they are like, 50. We get the big 50 feet tall
Oh,
ones,
nice.
the monstrosities. Ma got land to put it on, so it's fine. Um, my nephew, though, when the fireworks started going off, as soon as it got dark, because of the neighborhood, he starts covering his ears and stuff. And I'm like, "What's wrong, bub?" And he's like, "It's too loud. It's too loud." He doesn't like the fireworks. I got this covered, bud. Come with that, Meg. He's like, "Okay." Follows me. I had earplugs in my car.
Score! Yes. So I have an aunt like that. And I remember one time. That's actually how I discovered earplugs. I was probably like 13, and everyone's outside shooting off, the fireworks and everything, and playing. Kids are playing manhunt, just having a good blast. I'm inside, in the basement playing video games. My aunt comes in and she's like, 'cause someone else had come in. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing down here? Why aren't you outside playing?" I was like, "I don't want to. It's loud." And then my aunt came down and she worked at a plant, a factory. And she was like, "I got you." And she whipped out some earplugs. I was like, the first time I'd ever seen like, oh, earplugs. And before that, no one thought, get this child some earplugs. So at one point, I remember, like, very early in my childhood, like, there are loads of pictures of toddler me, and like just with my ears over all the pictures, all the professional pictures, my ears would be clamped. My hands would just be clamped over my ears. And it was because every time I saw a flash of light, my brain freaked out and just covered my ears. And I
Mm.
distinctively remember that experience as like a very young child, like just being like seeing a flash of light and just immediately panicking.
I for the longest time I couldn't figure out. I'm like, I always have earplugs in my car. It's just one of those random things because, like I said, my nephew doesn't like loud noises, and we've done parades and things, and to make him able to enjoy it a little more and give him a little more relax, so he can enjoy and participate in the same. Because that's ever all anybody ever wants is to participate in
Yeah.
what everybody else is doing. It gives him the extra confidence boost, but it's still not cutting off the sound entirely, so if you really need him, you can get his attention.
Yeah.
And so
And that's nice because a lot of times I've remembered, like, even as an adult, sometimes when I would be caught off guard without earplugs, and I'd be like, "This is fine," and flinch every time, and then they're like, "It's okay if you leave," and I'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go now."
those are the best ones to have right there, like, "I got your back, you can go, I understand." I have a friend of mine that for years, whenever he'd come to a party, he's not comfortable in large social groups, much more used to being in smaller social groups, but he'd always make the effort to show up to the parties and things.
That was me.
And about 15 minutes into the party, he'd kind of pull him close and go, "You can leave now." Like, just tell them you got something to do. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, you got an appointment, you got a date, you got to go meet somebody. Like, it's cool. Somebody called you for a ride. It's fine. Go. Bye.
Oh, Sir X-Men! I hear everything and he says in his voice exactly.
Yes, and he is right. Hit that like and share. Perfect.
I love showing up for people's things though, so I think that's like the thing. Like I hate crowds.
Mm.
Or getting left at home while everyone else went to Disney World. Not because, oh, you're leaving at home, but because I was like, no, I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to go. Most terrible thing I can imagine was I never liked those like amusement parks. I never liked it was
Yeah.
always just a lot and I would end up with a headache. And like I remember my sister, she'd get motion sick and so she couldn't do the rides. And I love doing the rides, but like I would pick one ride and I would just sit there and you could leave me there and I would just get on it again and again and again. Usually the tilt-a-whirl, and I would just keep getting on it.
Oh
And like
my.
so you could I love the tilt-a-whirl. But I didn't really like the people and so like just like sitting at a ride and just being left there, I could handle it a lot better than like a place just wandering around constantly being in the cluster. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. When we take my nephew to the park, we get a pass usually, so we don't have to. We can limit some of the stressors for him. I guess you could say. Yeah, I guess that'd be the right way to put it. Um, Sir X-Men, who's been watching the new season of The Boys. I will be the first to admit I have missed out almost entirely on this show, and not because I don't want to see it. I really, really do. I have an obsession with like nutty superheroes
Mhm.
and more realistic, gritty ones. So I was super excited when they announced they were making the show. I just haven't been able to bring myself to watch it yet because I want to be able to really binge watch it. I'm not one of those people that likes to supernatural toyed with my feelings for too long. Okay. That's all there is to it. Supernatural destroyed my faith. Okay. And while I understand my boys are going on The Boys, and I trust me, I saw the clips with Medina in them. Don't worry. So I've
I
seen
I'll
pieces
get
of the
I'll
show.
get I'll get to
Oh
the
yeah.
season. I'm kind of like weird with how I'm just so busy. I have a lot of things going on, so which is why I haven't gotten to the season. Um, I pick a show and I don't watch superhero. I don't watch shows. I don't. I'm the opposite. I don't binge. So I'll kind of slowly meander through a show. I just
But
finished up Station 11.
Supernatural killed off too many characters and made me wait for them to come back for too long. Nope.
Supernatural was at the tail end of like long shows though. I think that was like a key difference. Like The Boys is a lot shorter. Like Supernatural was back when you still had like 20 episodes
Oh
per
yeah,
season.
I think every season has like I think except for maybe the first 2 seasons, every season has like 22 to 25 or 7 episodes. Like there's a lot.
Come on, The Boys watch with kids. Let's not pretend like we weren't watching RoboCop as children. I
I'm
mean,
gonna
not you.
the clips that I have seen from The Boys, I gotta say, wow, I'm sure Tiny Giant in particular would find it wholly fascinating. There are other massive parts that I've seen that I'm like, yeah, not today,
Okay,
Satan.
I'm not saying you shouldn't let your kids. I'm not saying you should let your kids watch it because yes, you shouldn't
She
let
is a
your kid watch it.
preteen now, though, so I mean the rules are changing. For this
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I'm not saying you should let your kids watch it. I'm just saying let's not pretend RoboCop. We weren't out here watching RoboCop as kids.
Oh, listen, we are a Gen X and millennials are two of the worst generations because we have traumatized ourselves over and over and over again. And we just make jokes about it. Just make jokes about it.
I
It's
honestly
fine.
think the gore is worse than the nudity.
You know, honestly, for my kid in particular, the gore wouldn't be the problem. It is the nudity and the sexual situations that are the problem. If there weren't any sexual scenes and any nudity, I'd have no problem letting her watch it because she does fairly well with violence. I know that sounds strange. She's my child. What can I say? We are dark and twisted family. When you grow up with a Wicked Witch of the West animatronic at your dining room table and Michael Myers stickers on your windows, I don't think gore really phases you much. It's just me. But DJ Birdo Doos says, "Cause you can't compare RoboCop to the boys.
One of the scenes in RoboCop that
There's a
lives
lot of weird kinky."
I'm gonna be honest. One of the scenes in my head as a child that lived rent free in my head is the rape, the almost rape scene in RoboCop.
Hmm.
That scene lives rent free in my head.
See, that one was a blur because I've watched much darker movies over the years, and that probably isn't even on the top 10. I'm going to be honest. I watched, and I'm going to put this out there for people who haven't seen it yet, The ABCs of Death.
Oh,
Not the worst thing I've ever seen. Um, I did, however, feel like I needed like a brain scrub after watching both of them because there's two movies. There's the ABCs of Death 1 and then ABCs of Death 2. And they're both the same thing where it's different directors with different shorts based on the letters of the alphabet. And some of them are good. Some of them are traumatizing. I think they really kind of took the idea of making something dark and twisted and they need Jesus in their lives. I got no other like a brain scrub. I needed to watch a Disney movie after that. Like it was just no. Mm-mm. So RoboCop, no, I don't really remember a whole lot of that movie.
oh,
That's
I
just
mean, maybe
not
because
top
I
10.
watched it on repeat. I watched the first two on repeat. Like, and you know what's messed up about RoboCop? They definitely spent a lot of time marketing that to kids.
Wait a minute. Twilight movie series. Oh, Faces of Death, the worst horror documentary. You know, that actually had me fooled for probably a good year, thinking that it was actual death scenes they were showing on those movies. Um, I was a gullible child, I guess. I don't know. I also thought that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based on a true story for a good few years. So, I mean, didn't stop me from watching them, but it's an indication of what human being I am. Uh, mm,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say anything on that one because I get myself in trouble for that.
he's bi, and he's bi in the comics.
He's French. Does it matter?
That too.
I mean, it's kind of a joke at that. It's a stereotypical joke at this point, isn't it? I'm just saying. Does it matter? Probably not. Although I wouldn't mind him bringing him back, Soldier Boy. Although I know they didn't kill him off, so there is hope. Apparently, Jared's going to be on this season of The Boys now.
Jared.
Yeah, as the guy who played Sam
Who's
on
Jared?
Supernatural.
Oh, that's not
Jared.
the Jared I was thinking of, and that made it weirder.
Oh, it's Jensen Ackles and Jared.
The other,
Oh.
the Gilmore Girls guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's supposed to be on this season of The Boys. They've announced it. He's going to be in the new season. So they've pretty much got a bunch of the old guys from the Supernatural cast. I guess maybe I should sit down and watch it.
he'll be there.
From what I understand, he's supposed to be the one to take down Homelander. At least that's what they were going for. So I don't know. I'm
I
interested.
don't know how close they'll keep it to the
Mm.
how close they'll keep it to the what you call it, because if they keep it close to the show, it Homelander is not the main villain.
I would imagine. Well, he didn't create himself, but I mean, there's always somebody at the head of the organization.
No. It's like more. It's less complex than that.
Oh, you mean like they're going to put another Stormfront Nazi in there?
No. It's much bigger. One of the in the comics, the big villain is actually just one of the main characters. At least that's what you know.
Yeah. No, they can do whatever they want with the show as long as they keep doing the casting decisions they've made. They've made some really good casting decisions because the guy who plays Homelander, that guy definitely has a knack for the bad guy. Like he really plays it well. And I feel so bad for him because I actually watched an interview and he was complaining and he said, I'm glad that everyone really likes the show and I'm super happy that everyone loves it so much. However, it's insulting because people, when I meet them and they talk to me, they're like, oh, wow, you're actually like really nice. We weren't expecting you to be like a normal person at all. We were expecting your Homelander character. And he's like, that's insulting. That guy's a narcissist and he's a psycho. Why would you think anybody would be walking around like that? I'm like, I get it. I mean, it happens to quite a few actors and actresses when they're really good at what they're playing. I mean, look at the one who played Cersei on Game of Thrones and the guy who played Joffrey. That guy received so much hate mail for playing his role so perfectly, he quit acting. Like, my God, it's ridiculous.
I mean that because the reality is people are dumb.
They are. Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, I think a lot of people will agree with that. That's funny. No, I just feel bad for the actors though, because they're really good at what they're doing, and it's kind of disheartening to know that other people may not
Yeah, most people
go
are not.
to acting because they're afraid they might be confused with the character they're playing. That makes sense. Koreans do it all the time. I'm just saying. They have that problem a lot. They get typecasted into a role. K-dramas. If anybody watches K-dramas, a lot of the actors play a lot of the same similar characters. It's kind of
Yeah, I know. I've never seen a K-drama.
They're interesting. Not as interesting as telenovas. I still prefer a telenova. Even though I don't speak a word of Spanish, so I have no idea what they're actually saying on them unless I can get the caption translator on there. Even then, I can't usually read that fast, to be honest, and pay attention to what's going on. They are so entertaining. You don't have to speak the language. They are entertaining as all get out.
Yeah.
And insane. Love them. But I imagine if Passions were still a soap opera being run today, it'd probably be an insane TV show as well.
I know. I there's some good. I don't watch telenovas, but there's some good like shows.
I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. As a matter of fact, they're X-Men, the new Godzilla movie.
Godzilla -1 or 0.
Yeah,
That movie is so good.
I haven't watched it yet. I've heard it's really good.
It's really
I
good.
haven't watched like the last several Godzillas, I don't think. It's repetitive after a while. I just want to see the monster. I don't need everything else. I
So
just need the
Godzilla
monster.
minus what you call it. The reason it's good is for a lot of reasons that are like it. Yeah, so it's like it has a lot of human in it, but
Hmm.
it's very traditional Godzilla.
Ooh, wait a minute. There's a movie where him and King Kong team up, like a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is this the cartoon one? Because isn't there one
No,
that
there's a
just came
live
out that's like a
action new one.
cartoon? Oh, thought there was. Isn't there a new cartoon one that came out too? Mothra or something? Was something with
There
Mothra in
is a
it?
new one.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't have HBO.
Uh, I do for like 3 more days.
I had HBO. That's how I've watched Game of Thrones before.
No,
I
that
thought
so like I will sub to it a service. The way I would do it is I sub to a service, then I watch everything I want to watch, and then I cancel. And
makes sense though. I mean,
yeah,
hey, why not? Why not?
yeah, that's how you do it.
There's just so many streaming services we already use.
Yeah, it's like sort of like it might as well sub to a service and get everything out of the way, and then like go to another service.
I almost feel
I
like we should go back to regular cable at this point. Like, Jesus Christ, why am I paying for each separate channel
and
at
we're
this
getting
point?
commercials now.
Oh,
Um, I think there's like a wider variety though. I think I do appreciate it more than cable because in the end it's still a little cheaper for me than cable because if you for example, if you wanted to watch an HBO show,
mhm.
you'd need extra pay a premium on top of your cable subscription anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it's like kind of I mean, because I'm a patient person,
Mhm,
I can easily just wait till enough of a show is out, sub to that show, series, that channel, watch what I want, and then move on. And it's not like I stay unsubbed. Like I'll sub back. Like this is my second HBO subscription. I subbed for his Dark Materials,
mhm.
so then I had to sub again.
Yeah, I've had several. They come and go.
I
So,
strictly subbed this time for what's that show? For Station 11, and then I'll unsub, and I unsub. I always immediately cancel. I like get my month and immediately cancel.
I didn't know you had to have HBO because I've seen Station 11. That's just on Hulu, I think.
Is it?
I think so. That's the comedy one, right? With
No.
no? Okay, I'm thinking
Station
of
11
the
is like a post-apocalyptic show.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, wrong one.
It's like
I'm
this
thinking of
post-apocalyptic
the
Shakespearean troupe.
oh, no, I'm thinking of,
Now I need to
Broken
know.
Lizard, the comedy group. Comedy
But I need Hulu because I watch Bob's Burgers. I need to just buy Bob's Burgers because I do the same thing because I bought Futurama, so I
Mhm,
own like Futurama, so I can just watch it whenever. But I need to do the same thing with Bob's Burgers because like Hulu, and the same thing with Bob's Burgers and the other show I use Hulu for What We Do in the Shadows.
mm. That show's funny, actually.
I have not had a Netflix sub in a long time. There's going to be a giant backlog of shows to watch. I think my problem with Netflix is I actually just didn't like most of their shows. They were like almost good, but not quite.
It's my problem with Netflix is they do a lot of really good shows.
And
They
cancel.
they do, and they do some really good productions. The problem is they take so long to come out with this stuff. Like still waiting on the new season of Stranger Things. It's been what, 3 years? What they're adults at this point. Come on.
To be fair, some of them were mostly adults, like by the
Well,
second
yeah,
season.
but still, I mean, are we waiting for them to do Stranger Things in their 40s?
I'd be closer to like the '80s stuff.
I was there. Let me tell you, I was there. That wallpaper didn't exist yet. There was more wood paneling on everything.
There was wood paneling
More
everywhere.
yellow.
Wood
More
pan
yellow.
wood
More
paneling was the
yellow
way to
and
play.
shit green. I don't care what anybody says. Yellow, like blinding bird yellow and baby poop green. Two biggest colors of the 80s. No idea why, because they're both hideous and they look gross on everything.
I
But
feel like every 80s color I'm familiar with was just a tacky
fall.
version of a regular color. It was just like, let's pick the worst version of pink. Let's pick
Orange.
the worst version of blue. And you think some of these colors you didn't even know had a worse version until the 80s, and you'd be like, "Yep, they found the worst version."
I can't even argue with that because it's true. I mean, yeah, even the orange was hideous. Even the orange was ugly. Oh my god. Yeah, it's so funny, and what's even better is that, if you walk into my grandparents' house, uh, they still have some antique furniture with, the '80s fabric still put on them. They haven't been
Was it
reupholstered
a
yet,
print?
and, oh god, are they
Was it some
whoo.
tacky print, like, or was it
At least it's a
a
little
color?
classy, but the colors themselves just not it one's baby poop green and an off-white, and the other one is, yellow, orange, and, eggshell.
Eggshell, yeah. Ugh. Eggshell everything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we really did go go hard with the ugly styles in the '80s.
Fun times.
It's okay though, because 'cause they're trying to bring all that horrifying ugly back.
I think
Yay.
people who bring the ugly back didn't have to live through it. One thing I do miss, this is not from the 80s, but this I feel like the sterile looking stainless steel kitchens are less appealing than the 90s
Warm,
fridges.
inviting, yeah.
Yeah.
Over decorated,
Yeah.
over painted, too much color.
Tacky, but
Mhm.
enjoyable. Lived in. I don't like the stainless steel phase that's like, just get a restaurant kitchen already.
I find a lot of the modernized style is just very cold and hard, and it's very sterile feeling, and it doesn't feel comfortable to live in to me. I'd be afraid to mess it up and break it. I mean, I want my couch to look like it should be sat on. That's just me.
Yep. I don't know. I don't have a couch. I know, it's shocking. I do not have a couch, you guys.
Recliner? Futon?
I have 2 gaming chairs. I have one of those IKEA, I forget which one it is. It's like the classic IKEA chair. I have one of those, and I have this trifold mat that you can use as a seat.
My god. Dude, 2 gaming chairs is probably just as expensive as a couch.
No, 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 they aren't like game. They're not. They're those. No, those, like those floor ones.
Is it like I know what gaming chairs can
No, they're not
run.
like
Like
they're
I
not a
could
desk chair. They're not desk chairs. They're like those floor ones that rock back and forth that are like $30 at Walmart.
oh, okay, like the little the teenage room type
Yeah.
thing. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't I'm never coming to your house because I will never be able to get up off the ground.
Come on.
I'm
Come on.
too old. I'd be like, "I've fallen and I can't get up. Someone get me a magic
I
help
used to
button."
have I used to have like 8 folding chairs, but I gave them away over the years, so now I have 0 folding chairs.
Oh, that's
So, all that to say, I don't have furniture. People come to my place and stand. That's not an exaggeration.
Hey, you know what? It controls how often people are coming by, how long they're staying there. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, I actually don't even. I don't think anyone's been in my place in like 4 years.
That's probably why she doesn't have a couch, DJ. Probably why she doesn't have a couch. I'm guessing probably because she never got around to it and never really had
Oh, we
to.
had
I
one.
probably wouldn't have bought one if I never had a reason to buy a
I
couch.
had one and it was taking up too much space, so I was like, I'll get a smaller one. And I got rid of it and never got the smaller one. So no couch. I'm
Uh,
also like my next goal is to get like some of those hammock swing, a hammock swing. I'm gonna have like the oddest collection of furniture designed for people that are younger.
oh god, yeah. Everybody over the age of 35, nobody's going to cozies. We're not gonna be able to get
I'm
off the
over the age of
ground.
35.
You are much more flexible than the rest of us. You are in your own category. Okay. I am so close to being crippled. Don't look it. Don't want to act like it. But as soon as my butt hits the floor, I know I'm not getting off it without some help and some sounds coming out.
I honestly think I'm just gonna get some nice fancy folding chairs. You know, the kind with the cushions on the
Yeah.
back part and the metal ones with the
Yeah.
cushions on the back part. And no, the good cushions, not the cheap cushions, but the good thick
The heavy
cushions.
ones. You want the really heavy
Yeah.
steel folding chairs. Those things are, yeah, like the church chairs.
Yeah. I want to get some of those. I think that would make the most sense to have for people. Like, oh yeah, I have some furniture for you to sit on. Uh I just don't want. If only couches could be like folded up and taken apart easily, then I'd like one better. I
Yeah.
also don't have a bed. Okay, so there's that too.
I'm guessing it's a box
I
spring
sleep
and
in a
mattress
hammock.
on the oh, you sleep in a ham I was at
Yeah, I sleep in a
I was
hammock.
gonna guess box spring mattress on the floor, like, that's not that really odd.
It used to be a futon, like not in my futon. I mean like one of those Japanese futons that you actually rolled up. But and I do the maintenance where you just beat it out and everything. And that got old. So then I was just like, what if I just got a hammock? So I sleep in a hammock.
How like, is it difficult to get out of when you first wake up? Because I mean, I'm kind of drowsy and not sure what planet I'm on sometimes when I wake up right away. So
Uh,
I don't know how well I do trying to get out of a hammock first thing in the morning. Like, I'm not
I don't think I fully sleep ever. I think it's a rare occasion that I'm actually fully asleep. I think 90% of the
oh,
time I'm like kind of asleep.
oh.
So it's easy for me to get up out of things. And I know this only because I've been fully asleep. Like when I was in college and I was in a dorm room, I had my bed raised to the maximum height and I stepped out of it. I stepped out of it. I
Mm.
stepped out of it in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. As soon as I stepped out of it, I knew, like, oh, crap. I landed crotch first on a chair.
Ooh. Oh. Mm.
The chair like tipped over and twisted my ankle, and I
Oh,
made all sorts of like. And my
just
roommate
on
was.
top of the crotch hit. Damn. That is brutal. Cause like for the guys out there, it is not anything like a nut tap because in order for us to get hit, like it really has to be like full on donkey punch. That is painful, my dudes. Very painful. And to twist your ankle on top of that. Nah, I
And
would have
I'll be
I would have
honest, yes,
unlocked
I
myself
straight up
right
just
then.
peed myself because my
I
body
would have
it
too.
didn't really know what to do. It
There
was
ain't
like,
no way you're not pissing
ow!
yourself in a situation like that. I don't give a damn who you are. No, you cannot do that and be okay.
So for adult things,
Oh
I would never invite anyone to my place. My place is sacred. My place is sacred. Like, you know, get a hotel room or whatever, but this is my space.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, hi, Fart.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
not
still
finishing
feel
that.
that crotch land on that chair. It was a wooden chair too. You know those sturdy dormitory wooden chairs. Ugh.
Nice try. That's a good one.
Hello. But
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
fun times.
Yeah, I would love to tell him to stop doing fireworks or X-Men. I don't know if you guys can actually hear it. My neighbors just started lighting off some fireworks about 5 minutes ago. I was like, "Really?"
Aren't we
Like,
in the
it's
same
been
time zone?
quiet. Mhm.
People have to work on Monday.
Yeah, I live in Florida. They don't care.
Goodness.
It's only 10 o'clock. Whoops. It ain't nothing.
To be fair, as long as they stop by 11 or 12.
As long
No?
as they're not drinking while they're doing it. That's the biggest problem I
Uh,
have. When you add alcohol and explosive, somebody loses a finger.
it's always a scary time. Somebody loses a finger or you lose a window.
I'm glad that the deaths they've reported this year about to get dark real quick, but none of them were in Florida.
Oh,
Yay!
I was going to say none of them were children.
No, no, they were all adults. From what
Okay,
from
good.
what I've seen, the reports I've seen, they were all adults. They were all
Good.
males. Alcohol was usually involved, but hey, they weren't in Florida. Way to go, guys!
That Florida
Keeping your
has
drunk
done
ass together for one night. Thanks. I
Florida
appreciate it.
progress.
I couldn't wish for any better from you guys, especially considering one of the first articles I read after I woke up on July 5th was man dies after setting fireworks off on his head. What the yeah,
Why?
because apparently he saw a video of some other idiot online putting a fountain on the top of his head. And he decided to do it with a bunch of fireworks, and it cooked his brain. He was dead within an hour.
That was reminded of the video of the dude who did it between his he stuck one between his butt cheeks.
Oh, I've seen that in person. It's funny.
And I'm like,
Super glad it's never me that has to deal with it. But that's a good
yeah, but I'm
one.
like, his didn't go as well. And I'm like imagining that sort of injury. That would be like the worst kind of injury you could get. Like burns on your butt cheeks. Imagine the care you have to go through.
Nope. I would not be married to a man dumb enough to do something like that. You heard it here, folks. My husband does a lot of dumb things. Fireworks, not one of the top of the list. He's very smart when it comes to safety measures. Try not to get yourself a guy who decides to shove a stick of explosives in his ass and light it on
Ah!
fire.
You don't have to shove them in.
How you holding the stick there?
You
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 just
just clench your
like
butt
praying and
cheeks.
hoping?
You just clench your
That's
butt
still
cheeks.
inserted to your. It's still
It's
inserted a
not
little bit.
inserted
It
in.
is, but a
I
little
hope
bit.
it's not inserted
But
in.
a little.
You
Listen,
just,
if you stick your finger in your butt crack, but not in your booty hole,
no,
I'm
you
still
just
not
use your
shaking your
you just
hand.
use your no, you use the cheeks to hold it in
But
there.
I'm still not shaking your hand. It's still your butt, dude. I don't care how you slice it. It is still your ass, and I would not shake your hand if you stuck your finger in it. Booty hole or not.
Come on.
Yeah, I think we might have seen the same video as Sir X. They were probably doing the same rounds of like the same mass videos
But did they put
going
it in
around.
reverse?
Yeah, I saw there was a guy that had done that and put the fireworks in the front of his pants. I can't imagine what the after effects were on the video that I saw, because the one I saw, the fireworks didn't all shoot off, like, they were like bottle rockets and stuff, so they were supposed to, like, shoot off of him, but they kind of stayed stuck in his jorts. He was wearing, like, jorts, long jean shorts, um, and he definitely caught on fire. I mean, he was definitely on fire for a few seconds in the video. They cut it off quickly after that. I would imagine that's a lot of hospital time, doctor's visits, possible therapy. I mean, how would you explain that in the ER with a straight face is what I'm trying to
You're
figure out.
probably in too much pain to be that concerned, honestly.
Not me. I'm that person. I am that friend for all of you. If any of you ever did something stupid with fireworks and I had to take you to the hospital, I would absolutely be laughing the whole time I'm trying to explain to the doctor or nurse what the hell you did because you're an idiot.
I mean,
I've been
the
there and
doctor.
done that. I had a friend one time, years and years ago. I didn't have friends all the time who had great decision making skills. I was once young and dumb, and had stupid friends. And one of my friends decided one year to get really drunk. We had a bonfire, and he took a bicycle that had a basket on the front and filled it with fireworks. And they had attached a milk carton on the back of it, one of those big plastic milk crates to the back of it, and shoved a bunch of fireworks in there and had him put sparklers in his hands and ride over the bonfire as they lit some of these fireworks and the sparklers that he was wearing and riding with on. And of course, as you can all guess, it did not end well. Alcohol and fireworks and a bonfire, probably not a great time. For us, it was hilarious because we weren't hurt. He lived, obviously, or it wouldn't be funny.
He lived?
He lived. He was not severely scarred. He's just
Okay.
an idiot who has a lifetime burn on his ass.
Eh,
Because,
it
like the
could be
doctor
worse.
said, you will forever have a reminder of how stupid you are. Congratulations. I mean, would I have been a good friend if I didn't laugh at him while in the emergency room? Just ask yourselves that. Only your true friends will laugh at you while you're in agonizing pain, while still getting you help. That's the important part. We got him help. So we were just laughing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
Uh,
Oh God! I think I don't know. I don't like pain, so
women generally tend to avoid doing things with fireworks because we know bad things
they're
happen.
loud.
Unpredictable. It's just like dealing with a wild animal. You can only predict it to acting so much. For every action, there's a reaction. Do you want to deal with it? Is the question. But it's all said and done. We don't have to worry about it for another few months, at least until they decide there's another
Yeah.
reason they need to do something. Make gunpowder go boom.
Yeah. I guess
Christmas.
we could have gunpowder. I'd make gunpowder.
Ooh, I'm not even gonna lie, Sir X-Men. With all the movies we had when we were younger about putting like smoke bombs and cherry bombs in the toilets and them exploding and stuff, that was always a fear I had when I was in school that somebody was like gonna like flush a cherry bomb down the pipes or something one day.
Cherry bomb.
Um,
No.
I now realize that that's not how those things work, but I could
The
imagine that would
movies,
be
they made you think
interesting.
that it would work like that.
Yeah, really did.
They lied
Movies
to
made you
us.
think a lot of things were true. But yeah, explosive in toilets. Yeah, we could try that theory out. I know somebody who has an old toilet. I'm just saying. It's no longer attached to piping. Does it have to have piping attached to it? We could, for science, we could check it out. Just saying. Might contain it a little bit. I don't know who's sitting on it.
Sitting
We
on
can
it?
find a volunteer, I'm sure. We need
I
a
would do it.
fireproof
I'll sit on
suit.
it.
We need Then we're gonna need noise canceling earphones, eye protection, body protection. Oh, I can't even imagine. I don't even think insurance would go near something like that. I'd probably get arrested for even suggesting it. Those cherry bombs always made people think big. Yeah, I thought cherry bombs would make it would yeah, I thought it would do more than just go out. They don't do anything. Does nothing. It was very disappointing when I found that out. Like smoke bombs, how easily smoke bombs could be put out. That was highly disappointing because the movies made me think that a smoke bomb was like an infinite thing that went off for like,
They go
20
forever. They
minutes.
do. It's a lie that they don't. Smoke bombs are forever.
But you can put them out. That's the thing.
No, you
You
can't.
can put a smoke bomb out. In the movies, it made it seem like it was impossible that you can't put them out. You can. The second you drop them in water, they're done. It's useless. It's a soggy, wet thing.
I mean,
Cherry bombs stay lit in the toilet.
really? How do you know this?
Yeah. Are you a plumber? I have to ask Dad about this later. He's a retired plumber. I bet you he's had somebody flush fireworks on the toilet. I don't think he'd be happy if I called him right now. Hey, Dad, sorry to wake you up. I need you to answer my dumb questions like right now. Although it wouldn't be that unusual for me and my family to do. I do that all the time. I called my mom earlier today to ask her if I should take medicine. I'm almost 40. I should not be responsible for another human being. Oh, God, help us all. So, and serious, now I'm going to be thinking of you tomorrow. I'm going to call my dad and ask him about the cherry bombs. They stay lit? I didn't think they would stay lit. I figured they would go out. Who's almost 20? Almost 20. Dreadful, I'm so confused with that one. Almost 20. I didn't say I was almost 20. I said I'm almost 40. Who the hell's 20? I don't want to be 20. That's a horrible age. I don't want to be 20 again. Have to find myself all over again and shit. No,
20?
no, thank you. That was no.
I don't want to be. 20 isn't that bad. I mean, 20? Wait, exactly 20? Or older than 20?
Yeah, almost 20.
Oh, almost 20? Not even 20? Never mind. I take that back. I don't want to go back to that time. That was a terrible time. That was a terrible time, you guys.
Oh God, I can't remember most of mine. I spent a good portion of my 20s drunk.
I think the first time I got drunk up. The first time I got knowingly drunk was 25.
No, I'm not even gonna mention it. I don't know how long those laws stay in effect for.
Wait, what laws?
No laws. I would never ever break a law. That is terrible criminal
What?
behavior. It is
What?
such a bad thing. I would never do anything against the law.
No,
Never.
we gotta
No,
follow
no.
all the rules. We gotta be
Never do
the
anything illegal.
rules.
I would never do anything. Okay, I know Sir X-Men isn't 80 yet.
He is 80.
No.
He's 85 bajillion.
No. No. Okay, first of all, I know he's younger than Paul. Okay. Nobody's as old as Paul. Paul is as old as fucking dirt. Okay. Dirt, dust, and he farts it too. He's gonna kill me later when he hears that.
He's older than dirt. Dirt don't hurt.
On the bright side, no one worry for my safety. I can outrun him. His scooter only reaches a top speed of 15 miles per hour. So, God, he's gonna kill me. Oh, you are older than Paul? Oh, wow. I'll be damned. So, do you fart dust too? Just kidding. Prehistoric. I like that. My mom used to say that she did the dinosaur stomp.
Aw.
Are you reading this chat at all? Oh my god. It is too funny.
Wait, am I missing the entire shop?
Oh. It's pretty funny.
You guys are wild.
I have to say, Dreadful Sir X-Men watching God being born, that's probably the smoothest old person joke I've heard in a while. That is brilliant, my guy. That is funny.
He is just that old, though. He was there when it was
So
written.
so can you tell us which was first? Was it the chicken or the egg?
He went to back in his day. They etched their alphabet on stone tablets in
Oh
school.
god. You were there for the invention of the wheel. Was it hard to walk up mountains in 5 feet of snow barefoot,
Both ways.
one direction?
He hunted the giant sloth to extinction.
Oh no, not the giant sloths. They were so cute. So
They were so
slow.
giant. To be
Could
fair, I
you
don't think that.
imagine how weird that thing would have looked for the last few human beings to see them and never have come across them? Giant sloth just walking. That's probably where Bigfoot came from.
They actually weren't hunted to extinction. That was like a partial joke. They basically they existed in an era with like where everything was big, and they kind of
Yeah.
managed to last longer than the era of everything being big.
Didn't
And
it also
so
have something to do with them having we have lower percentage in oxygen now or
yeah,
something than they
yeah,
did,
so
and they
everything was
wouldn't.
bigger because more oxygen, and now
Yeah.
and then everything became less big because less oxygen. But they managed to last fairly long in like worse times. Because they were actually very durable. Their bones were like big and thick and solid. They weren't like something that you'd be like, let me hunt a giant sloth. They weren't built for like easy
I
an
would just
easy.
imagine watching one walking across the terrain though would be highly impressive. Like, what the
Yeah,
heck am I looking
they'd
at?
mosey. They don't walk, they mosey.
Well, I imagine anything after a certain size doesn't really kind of do much of anything if it doesn't want to. I mean, elephants are a huge example of that. They don't do things if they don't want to. Horses, prime example. You're not making 1,500 pounds move if 1,500 pounds doesn't want to move.
They'll stare at you and know. They'll look you dead in the eye and be like, okay, and then you're like, yep, you're right. Okay, and is about it.
I am explaining to the tiny minion something.
Wait, where'd you go?
I had to explain to a small person how to use the oven. She's using the oven.
You should have just left
We
her to
don't.
figure it out.
I'm trying not to burn the house down tonight. It's a bit
For
late
science. For science.
because I don't have a normal stove oven. I have buttons. It's a series of buttons. If you don't know what buttons to push, you're not doing shit. You're just staring at it.
I see how it
I have a
is.
convention oven. I have extra buttons.
You don't have a real oven.
No, it does both. It's a convention or a regular oven.
You don't know about ovens like I know about ovens.
No, I stopped using gas. I use electricity now. Um, the rest of the world likes consistent temperatures for things. Electricity does it better than gas. That's my experience.
You also don't have to worry about leaving them on. You leave an electric stove on, you just left the stove on.
Depends.
You leave a gas stove on.
You can burn the house down a lot quicker.
Or the light goes out and you're just filling the house with gas. Which is what happens to mine. Mine, it eventually cuts the gas off. But no, it cuts the flame off. But the gas will still go. The gas will still be like
See, yeah, and that to me is more dangerous than me possibly leaving my stove on.
Come on.
Gas killing me while I'm sleeping or putting me to sleep is a lot more concerning to me. But I've also never really used gas like that. I only used it for the first few years when I was a kid. I didn't cook back then, so ew.
I guess.
You guys are still okay. Dreadpool, you really need to let it go. No one's buying that I turned you gray because I don't have any gray, sir. No one's buying that I turned you gray and white. You did it to yourself.
I mean, to be fair, you not having any just means that you transferred all your potential gray hair earnings to him.
It also means that I'm 13 years younger than him.
I'm gray.
I legitimately am 13 years younger than him. It's been a long running joke, especially when it comes to high school reunions. Although I have one coming up and I'm not going to it.
I've never go to any of mine.
I'm not going. I want nothing to do with it.
It would
Listen,
require me to like the people I went to high school with. If I liked you in high school, I still talk to you.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. If I want to see him, I still see him. I don't need a reunion for it. This guy is so full of himself. I moved up. Okay.
Moved up, moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Oh, God.
And you finally got a piece of that pie.
That's all he ever wanted was peace.
Peace is overrated. Give me chaos.
Reigns supreme. Chaos reigning supreme's the important thing.
Chaos reigns supreme. You know what else reigns supreme? I don't know what else reigns supreme. Me avoiding playing Elden Ring reigns supreme.
Ah, you're another one, eh?
No.
Did you see the video of the woman talking about it's not fair for parents? Games like Elden Ring can't be paused. And I'm like, no one cares. Who?
I do think a pause button is important, but not because it's not fair to this group or that group. I think a pause button is important in in the same way that I think what other button is important?
Jump.
Uh not jump, features, not in-game things. I'm trying to think. Subtitles. Subtitles are important. Pause button important. But I think like saying, "Well, what about this group?" I don't think saying it because like this group or whatever.
Mm.
There's going to be a wide variety of people who might need a pause button.
Oh, yeah, there's a number of reasons to want or need a pause button, but I just thought it was humorous that they were using the fact of like people with kids. It's not fair for people with kids. I'm like, as a parent and a gamer, it has never been an issue for me. It's been inconvenient, sure, but let's be honest, it's a video game over a living human being. If there's an emergency, I'm gonna drop the game and take care of the human being
No,
regardless of
never
a
drop the
pause
game for
button.
anything.
Well, I'm not dropping the baby. Have you
I
ever
mean,
met somebody who's been dropped on their head? They are awfully dumb.
you could just. I mean, but the thing is, you can just drop the baby, get a new one when you need one.
Well, no, that was a lot of work, man. That was 10 months of my time, body. That was 21 and a half hours of labor and delivery, and like, nah, dog, I ain't doing that again. Mm-mm. Once was good. That
Your
was
dad went bald at 14? Like,
oh,
I would
yeah.
give I'd give up at
He's got
life
the
if
crescent moon, dude. He's not completely bald. Don't let him fool you. He's got the crescent moon.
No,
You
and
know, the
honestly,
band around his head.
I wouldn't know what to do if I went to ball when it was like,
Oh, he's exaggerating. Your dad wasn't bald at 14. Your dad was bald at like 20.
"That's still
I've
too
seen
young!"
pictures.
Anything before
And
35 is way too young.
and yeah, your brother did start balding at 19. That's not an exaggeration. His brother did start losing his hair at like
I'm
19.
just saying
He went into
anything.
the service, he went into the Navy and had hair. He got out of the Navy with no hair.
I'm just saying bald before 35 is wild. Balding
Well,
before 35.
you get it from your parents' side, though. So while Dreadpool's dad and brother are both bald, his brother actually has to blame his mom. And if Dreadpool ever loses his hair, that's who he's going to have to blame is his mom.
Baldness doesn't run in my family at all, so there's no one. Although I do have, there's no one in my family that's like goes bald before like 50. But I do have a brother who is bald, but that's only because he has alopecia, the kind that makes all of your hair fall out.
Yeah.
All of it. He has absolutely no hair.
The men in my family can't grow facial hair very well. Like I grow a better mustache than my brothers. Definitely grow a better beard than my brothers.
Same.
Um, but full heads of hair. Like my grandfather, that man could grow like the most majestic looking mustache. Couldn't grow a beard to save his life. He could grow mutton chops, but that was like the closest he could ever get.
The
Uh,
best part about the mutton is the chops.
My brother tried to grow mutton chops one time because he was actually trying to grow a beard and it looked ridiculous. I actually had to break it down for him and was like, listen, I'm going to tell you what your friends and what the ladies aren't going to tell you. You look ridiculous. You need to shave that because it's like in little patches. Just get it off there. Get it off there. I blame my husband. It was around the same time I started dating my husband, and my brother was like, oh, cool beard. Not for you, buddy. Not for you, you hairless wonder.
Aw.
I got more facial hair. Yes, spotty mutton chops. Is that lemon? Hey!
Uh-oh, lemon.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the new Deadpool. I also want to watch the new Minions movie. I like the Minions. Despicable Me, it's funny. So, well, what now? We have discussed old people and
Old
aging,
people,
fireworks and what not to
fireworks.
do.
Baby, you're a firework. What do you know about that?
uh, nothing. Thankfully, nothing. Enjoy your last night of vacation.
Whose last night? Look at you.
Layman might not make it to work tomorrow.
I enjoy not working tomorrow. YOLO, don't go. Don't be take an extra day to yourself. You can't buy that time back. What are
No,
you gonna,
I'm not old.
you are old.
No, I'm not. I'm not 40 yet. I'm not
Oh,
even
okay.
40 yet.
You're okay. You're not old.
Women aren't old until they hit 40. Then I can really stop caring. It's going to be great. Feel bad for the younger generations, though. Some of them aren't aging well. I don't feel bad.
Uh, what do you mean?
All that extra stress, they look older than some of us.
I think it has more to do with we came in a prime time of like of being smoke free and drug free.
I have never been smoke free in my entire life, lady. When I was
No,
a kid, they were smoking in hospitals and restaurants
no.
still.
I'm saying is like, were you vaping
Yeah,
high school?
vaping wasn't a thing in high school.
Were you smoking in
We
high
still
school?
had cigarettes.
Yeah,
We still had a smoking section at the high school.
but yeah, we were like a lot of people weren't smoking and like just doing drugs on a regular basis.
True.
Like literally, it was not considered normal to just be like just doing all that. The only thing they do less is the only thing younger people do less is drink, but
Maybe
they
it
drink
is the
less.
drugs
Yeah,
or medications.
it's a
Everybody want
combination of
more.
yeah, they're doing like what I would say hard drugs. You'd have like the kids, the stoner kids, but
Yeah.
nowadays like marijuana is so normalized. It's like not even the only thing they're
And
doing.
half of them are on like a handful of prescription
Let
meds for
me
like
tell you, I
anxiety
was
and
talking to a guy at work and he's 20 and he was like, "Have you ever had lean?" And I was like, "No." Like that stuff is like normal.
even back in the day, I never understood the concept of why anybody would drink lean. It's cough syrup and alcohol, isn't it? Supposed
Since
to be
yeah.
like a
Yeah, but
codeine.
it was normal. It wasn't normal at all.
Why would you
Nowadays, it's
drink
like
cough
like
syrup?
a lot of those things are more normal. Like even like just like weed and alcohol was like, yeah, you would partake, but it wasn't like the sheer amount of it wasn't like the sheer amount of like every day. Like, nowadays it's very common for a lot of people to just treat it like
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think they find a lot more reasons to medicate nowadays. To I know so many kids under in between the ages of like 10 and 15 that are medicated for ADHD or ADD or anxiety or stress. And it's like, you guys are so young to be dealing with that kind of an issue. It seems a bit much for a child,
yeah,
but
yeah. It seems a bit much, but that's the thing. Like, yeah, and we did have the medication, but half the kids I knew that had like medication didn't even take it.
yeah.
Didn't take it. Like you
My
would hide
brother is
your
ADHD. That kid never I think my
you
mom tried to get him to take Ritalin, like, maybe twice, and both times he, like, fell asleep within 5 minutes of taking it. My mom's like, "Nah, you can just run a mile before school. Like, we're done. We're not doing this." It was easier back then.
Yep.
You could let your kids run.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of just interesting now the way everyone treats everything.
It is a lot of things are more desensitized and a lot more normal of everyday use than you would think. I said that I think a lot of them start stressing out too much younger. They worry about college applications. Like I don't think we ever me and my friends, we never talked about college until we hit high school. And it wasn't probably until we were close to graduating that people actually started thinking about colleges. Nowadays, they're talking to the kids about college educations and choices in like sixth grade and trying to set them up for college courses by the time they're in ninth grade. That seems a lot of pressure for to be under.
Yeah.
I can see the benefit of taking college classes while still in high school and getting ahead in that route, but at the same time, at what expense? More stress, more work, less time to do the fun things, which kids should be doing because they're going to be adults. I don't know. I feel bad. And they're confused. They're just confused.
Yeah.
Although I believe I am living long enough to start seeing myself turn into the villain.
Uh-oh, one of those.
Mm.
Don't become the villain. Don't be
Yeah,
the villain.
you were born in it, raised in it, molded by it. It's just a lifestyle I'm going to live. As long as I don't curse a baby, we'll be fine. I'm gonna draw the line on that one. I'm not cursing an innocent child yet. I promise nothing for the future, though.
Aw, come on. That's the most fun kind of thing to do is to curse children.
Colleges were cheaper back then. It
It
is
was.
cheaper to buy a car now than it is to go to 1 year of college.
Depends on where you go. I think honestly, there's also this element that's like I think a lot of times it's also the onlineness has changed the way people look at colleges.
Hmm.
Because it used to be like, unless you were like a high achiever, you knew you'd, if you were going to college, you just going to some college.
Hmm.
But now it's like sort of like, oh, you're a high achiever, you nothing but a premium college.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it is harder in general now. More trade schools. Need to go to more trade schools.
Yeah, but that doesn't have the prestige. The cool kids don't go to trade schools.
Buy me a Lamborghini. It's cheaper than college. That's true. That that would be true.
I mean, that's not even fully true.
Well, like you said, depending on where you are, yeah, it can cost up to over 20, 25 a year to go to school, and you can buy a car at 20,000. You can buy a brand new car, fully loaded for 20,000 right off the jump, and it's 20 to 25 for 1 year of college.
Um, you have to go to like a cheaper college.
If they have them, do they have them? I
Yeah,
don't even know what community schools or community colleges go for
community
anymore.
colleges are
I
still insanely cheap.
I would still imagine, though, they're still highly expensive compared to what it used to be.
I mean, they're much more expensive, but um, for example, the one here that I go to is like part time. Full time a term is a semester is 4,000.
Oh, that's not horrible.
Yeah, it's doable. It's but there's the thing: people don't want to go to that because they're like, those are not what's being sold to them.
Yeah. No, it's true. Everyone's told they want to go up to college, out of state college, to have the college experience. I didn't go. I had all the college experiences I could handle anyway, just because I was young, dumb, and 20 and legally able to drink and buy alcohol, make bad decisions. So we did. Could have sprinkled some college in there, but I don't think it was necessary for the stupidity. Ah, legendary Yobi.
Yobi!
How's it going? No. My. So, well, now that we have done with 4th of July,
4th of July. now
the
I-
next holiday we have is Halloween. Are you excited for it to start?
Yeah, Halloween's less loud than 4th of July.
I'm so excited. We've already established our theme for this year's haunted house. We're
Woohoo!
doing swamp theme. You're going to the swamp this year. Not like we live in one anyway.
I mean, who doesn't love swamps?
Louisiana, I think. I think they actually have more swampland than we do. We have more wetlands. I think they have more swamp. I'm
Aw,
probably wrong. I've never even been to Six Flags. I've heard their Fright Night themes are really cool. Aren't they the one that do like the 24 hours in a coffin?
what?
Yeah, I believe it was Six Flags. For a few years, they did this contest around Halloween, and you had to be like over a certain age. I don't know how old you had to be, but you had to be over a certain age and sign a couple of waivers and things. Um, but you got to sleep in caskets. Was it a casket? No, it was coffins. Sorry, they're coffins. The old wooden coffins, and you had to stay in there for like 24 hours. There were bathroom breaks, I think, and that was the only kind of break you got, but you had to stay inside the coffin for 24 hours to win the contest, and a couple of people have won it. I think it's Six Flags that does it.
That sounds wild.
I'd do it.
I guess if you got bathroom breaks, it wouldn't be bad.
I'll wear a diaper. Mm. You mean I get to lay here and do nothing for 24 hours and not feel bad about this? And I don't have to apologize? No one's going to need me? No one's going to make me do anything? Yeah, I'll hang out in the coffin for 24 hours. Bathroom breaks aren't needed. I just won't drink. I can live 24 hours without water. It's what you can survive 4 days without water before dehydration starts to make you hallucinate and things. Go for it. I'm not a healthy person. Don't listen to me. I make bad life choices. Just kidding. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm not listening to you being all like, I'll survive a coffin.
Well, he says he didn't think they had that one up in Illinois. But Fright Night is awesome with all the roller coasters lit up. They put scary things on the coasters. No, they do pay you for it, Yobi. You get it like I believe the first year they did it, it was like $10,000. And I believe it has slowly gone up in increments since then, but I'm not entirely sure. But you do get paid if you make it for the full 24 hours, you do get a prize for doing it. You get like a year to the park or something, like their VIP passes and stuff. Like it is worth it. So,
Is it worth it?
I mean, if you like scary stuff and you can lay around and do nothing for 24 hours, it'd be worth it. For someone who fidgets, no, not worth it. For someone who could sleep all day,
I think, maybe smoking a little and then just like,
I'd just go to sleep. There is nothing that says I couldn't sleep during it. I don't care if people are watching me. As long as they don't touch me, we're fine. Oh, hmm, that's cool. They don't do anything with the roller coasters at Busch Gardens for the Halloween themes. I think because it'd probably be a little too dangerous, and there's probably regulations in place down here because of her. Because October is hurricane season for us, so I would imagine it's probably not a great idea to put projectiles on roller coasters out here. Um, but we did up until a few years ago. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago. We had live crocodiles underneath one of our roller coasters out
Live
here.
crocodiles?
We had
Live.
live crocodiles underneath the roller coasters. Well, it was where the crocs were habitated first. It was their part of the park first. Well, when they built the roller coaster, first they moved them out and then they put them back in because they had built the roller coaster kind of around their area. So they're safe. They're on their own little space. It's kind of like built up and down. There's a nice, believe it or not, crocodiles and gators can jump. People don't know this. They actually can. They can also climb trees. So climbing up a tree to hide from a crocodile or a gator isn't going to work, folks. And that zigzag thing is a lie. You best off just not pissing them off. Um, but we had the Crocs underneath the roller coasters for quite a few years. They were there for a long time. And then probably somewhere in the 2010s, I want to say around 2015, an idiot jumped the fence and got into the crocodile area. And that was the first experience they had. Well, they ended up putting a taller fence up in that area and then they put barbed wire up. Well, then after COVID, another idiot that went to the park decided to jump the fence and go make nice with the crocodiles again. After that incident, the park removed the gators from the roller coaster area. They are now back in their own separate area. I guess to help deter maybe people from jumping the fence to go hang out with them.
I want to hang
Um,
out with the crocs.
the second guy that did it stated he did it to go and get his phone back. He dropped his phone while he was on the roller coaster and assumed it dropped in the gator pond. Funny fact, the gators weren't anywhere near where the roller coaster went upside down. So that couldn't have happened unless he was holding it and dropped it right then and there. People are dumb. Yeah, he does sound
The
like he
gator
looks like
ate
a
the
crack
phone.
there. Yeah. I was really hoping they were gonna tell us that the gators ate him because I wouldn't have blamed them at all for it, but no, he got left alone, unfortunately. Ah, they're much more docile than people think.
Just trying to
Still
chill.
wouldn't hang out with them, though.
They're just trying to chill and live their best lives.
I mean, if you're as old as a dinosaur, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And they are living dinosaurs. Only thing that comes close would be chickens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alligators do taste good. Tastes like chicken to me, personally.
A lot of things taste like chicken. It's
Mm,
wild.
yeah. Yeah. Especially if they're cooked right.
Or if it's like, or maybe chicken is just the default flavor.
Maybe. Mm. All I can think of is a show I was watching. The guy was eating a lizard. And his buddy looks at him and he's like, "Don't even tell me it tastes like chicken." He's like, "It's not. It tastes like lizard." Why would it taste like chicken? It's lizard. Yeah, that
I
sounds
want
about right.
iguana.
I wouldn't. There wouldn't be enough meat on it. I wouldn't see the point. They're big, but they're not that big.
I want some.
They come to
If
Florida in
people
the
eat
winter. They fall
Cornish
out of
hen,
trees.
if people eat Cornish hen, then
They
they
eat
can eat
iguana.
iguana.
You can eat iguana. People do eat it. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, like I said, I personally think it'd be more work to clean it than it is to eat it, but I don't know.
I'm gonna eat an iguana.
I imagine it's kind of tough. They run a lot.
They run a lot.
Yeah.
Where
You
do they
ever
run?
seen one just walking in the wild? No,
Uh,
they're usually running.
oh, their little strut thing that they do. Like, I'm an iguana. This is how I walk.
I usually see them running, especially
This
in
is
the
how I
wild.
move. I am iguana. Hear me roar.
Oh gosh. Oh. Outlast. Hmm. I'm gonna have to play some video games this week.
What games?
Anything really. Outlast. Hmm. I don't know if I played that one or not, honestly.
I don't play horror games.
Do, do, do. Hmm. Hmm. No, I haven't played this one. Oh, it's a piece. Oh, it is on PlayStation. The cover of the first one looks familiar to me, though. The PC cover looks familiar. Huh. Hmm.
I've not played it. I know what it is though.
It's a zombie game. I have to check it out. I haven't played this one. Night, Axel. Have a good night.
Nighty. Sleep tight. I hope you don't have bed bugs. That's how you gotta say it now, because once upon a time when bed bugs were mythological creatures, you said, "Don't let the bed bugs bite." But now that
Yeah.
bed bugs are real, you gotta say, "I hope you don't have bed bugs."
Were they always the real thing, though? And we just didn't know it?
They were always a real thing. It's actually really interesting because I first discovered they were real like before they became like a big issue again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was listening to NPR and I must have been like 12, and they were talking about it, and they were talking about it was like a conversation about kind of like what do you call it? Bed bugs, like pests that you don't really see.
Yeah.
And the person was talking about how oh yeah, bed bugs were like the topic of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, bed bugs, and it was like basically talking about how they can live a long time without food and all that stuff. And I was like, that sounds insane.
See, I didn't even hear about bed bugs. I didn't think bed bugs were a real thing. Probably until they became a problem sometime in the late 20 or yeah. Yeah, in the last few years after COVID and stuff, I didn't think bed bugs were a real thing.
Yeah, bed bugs. Most people didn't think they were a real thing until like the outbreaks of them started happening, because they were like basically kind of dormant before that.
Yeah. I just assumed it was kind of like the Black Plague. Like if it was a real thing, wasn't something I had to worry about. Little did I know, here we are years later, and the Black Plague has tried to make a comeback a few times. People are idiots and can't wash their hands.
Black plague, and I mean a lot of those things never really went away. They just kind of like became less of an issue. Same thing
Yeah,
with like leprosy.
true. Well, there is still a leprosy colony going. It's the last leprosy colony around, but there is still one left.
Yeah, but most of the people there don't even have that problem.
No, they don't have leprosy anymore because it's so difficult to have the particular circumstances to get leprosy anymore. You have to meet so many criterias, and most people can't meet those criterias.
Yeah,
You have to
which
be
is a good thing.
malnourished. Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. You've got to be malnourished, unhygienic living standards,
And
living
treatment is cheap too,
yeah,
so it's not like
poor living conditions, lack of medical care, all kinds of things have to come into play. Like there's so much that you would have to come into play.
it's a lot of stuff, and the medicine being cheap and readily available for treatment.
Yeah. I probably will play Outlast in the Darks or X-Men just because I do enjoy scaring myself on purpose. Uh, my favorite incident of probably video gaming ever would have to be discovering I was playing online, but not realizing I was playing online, and someone was talking to my character, and I thought they were talking to me, and I had left my house. Um, so would I intentionally try to scare myself on purpose? Absolutely. Is it probably a good idea? No. In Dreadpool, it can't be any more boring than Alien Isolation. That game,
Oh,
oh, I could tear that game to shreds if I wanted to. That game made me so mad. So mad. I'm so disappointed I got the digital version of that game. I couldn't even sell it to get money back from the waste of my time. Oh, yeah. Well, then I'm definitely getting on it because, yeah, Alien Isolation was so boring. Call of Cthulhu was just a letdown. I was really expecting more from that game. That game started out pretty good, and then it just got super slow and boring. Where's Cthulhu?
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. But, uh, well, seeing how it is now, 11 o'clock.
Oh no! What?
Yeah,
What?
it is
What?
11
Are
o'clock.
we that
We are. We've been on for a while, man.
late? No,
We're
we
also a little
haven't.
late. I'll do that. I'll stream it when I play it. Yeah, for sure. I'll have Dreadpool set
Uh-oh.
it up before
Time to
you.
stream when you play.
I'll stream it. Let you guys enjoy it. Why not? I make fun of myself all the time. I wouldn't mind it. You guys probably get a kick out of me jumping like every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Oh no, I do enjoy. I'm one of those people. It happens all the time when I go to haunted houses. I'll get scared, I'll scream, and then I'll start giggling. It's funny to me. I think it's funny because I know I'm safe. So being scared is fun to me. I enjoy it. So I laugh usually after I scream. So it's always entertaining for those around me, especially the first time you hear me scream because you're not expecting that to come out. I
Gotta
have a
scream.
traditional woman's scream, but I'll
Yeah.
stream it and let you guys know.
Uh-oh.
We can all enjoy the fun. But with that being said, oh yeah, for sure, Sarah Axman. I'll keep you updated. Um, I'll look into it for sure. When I
Yeah.
get off here, I'll go look on the what system to put it on and all that. I'm guessing Xbox would probably be the best.
Xbox, the best box. No.
Yeah, if you look in Dreadpool's Bush Gardens videos, I laugh hysterically like a psycho after I scream. I do your typical lady and then I laugh hysterically like a mad person. It's entertaining to me. RWK. Hey, sweets. Had a big night, eh? But yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted when I play and let you know. We can do co-op for sure. I'll probably need all the help I can get. Don't play very well doing this. Uh, but with all that being said, we love you guys. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you being here. We're so glad you are also active in the chat. Don't forget to give it a like and a
Woo woo.
share. Um, and well, we'll be back next week with more entertaining and intriguing topics, I'm sure. We won't be discussing fireworks at people's bums next week. I know it's going to be sorely disappointing, but we still have this video to go back to and rewind and laugh at when you need
Yeah,
that.
you do.
So, aw, thank you, RWK. It's been missing y'all. We missed you, sweetie,
Oh,
and thank you so much. I haven't played any of them at Sir X-Men, so you still be better off than me. I'm gonna be figuring out the controls as I'm screaming. How do I get my person to run? I did that with one of the games. I can't remember which game it is anymore. It was one of the old Xbox games, but there's a portion in the game where you would run through the asylum and you're trying to get past one of the psychiatric bad doctors. And no matter what you do, you end up running into this like aluminum table thing and making all this noise. So you always get cut no matter what you do. And I didn't know that at first. Like I thought that I could actually outrun the person in the game. And every time I'm like restarting it and I'm like, come on, just run your ass a little more. Just get over there. No, you're not doing that with that game. You have to get cut in that game. So
I'm not playing for real until I start Elden Ring.
hmm.
It
Condemned. Yeah, that's what it was.
it's been a challenge. I'm supposed to be playing Elden Ring, so I'm like, I'm not playing anything else.
Why are you supposed to play Elder Ring?
Because that's what I said I'd do.
So say you're playing something else and be done with it. If you don't want to play it, don't play it.
I do want to play it.
Sure you want to play it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Or is it just popular?
Oh no, I don't play games because they're popular.
I do sometimes.
Hours into it.
No, I think it was Condemned where I was in the asylum. Dread, but it could be Evil Within. I'd have to look at them. It's been so long. I don't blame you for wanting to play not anything new. I mean, old games that you're comfortable with, that you like, it makes perfect sense. I mean, I still play games that I've been playing for over 15 years at this point. uh, Condemned isn't the only one where you have to walk through the mannequins. There's also Resident Evil where you got to walk through the nurses. And oh god, there's a few some of them. Too many, too many. But with that being said, we are getting out of here because it is late, and I have to go
Okay.
do something else.
You don't have to go do anything.
I do.
I know you don't.
That's what you think.
You're just gonna play phone games while sitting on the toilet.
I mean, I gotta pee. That's a thing to
Okay,
do
I'll allow
too.
it. It sounds worse when I say that. Like,
Oh god, that's funny.
You're free to pee.
Silent Hill, yeah, okay. Silent Hill, Resident Evil, they're all like there's so many of them now. It's hard to keep them all straight.
You gotta play Zombie.
Which I think I have played that one. I have that one.
Like
That's
is the one with the permanent death, and you start
yeah,
over
I
again.
hate that game.
I love that
I
game.
hate that game. Oh god, that game was horrible. I did not last very long playing that game because yeah, that was actually one of the top games I had picked though for the most realistic settings because you have to wipe the game and start a new profile if you die.
uh, so no, they had the new profile version, which I think was like the hard version, but the easy version, not the easy, the normal version. I think they only
Mm,
had like 2 modes. Was you just started as a new person.
mhm.
And then, but if you had a bunch of good stuff on you, you'd have to go find and kill your old person to get it back.
Hmm. Well, I have to look into it again. I haven't played it in a while too, but yeah, that was one game. Like I said, played for a little while. Well, good night, Sir X. We'll see you next time, dear. But with that being said, instead of rambling on and getting distracted again, Cozy, you're not doing
Oh,
it. Have a good night, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you guys next week. Hopefully, I say that questioningly. Um, but I'm Death Dealer.
I'm Cozy Beluga.
Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Nighty. Oh, good stuff.